Hello, good people of YouTube. I am the Malt activist, and today I'm going to share a whiskey with you that got me started on this whole journey of whiskey discovery. And I'm talking about this wonderful Elijah Craig, 12 years old. This is a small batch, barrel proof. Before I knew what good whiskey was, let alone what good bourbon whiskey was, I was handed a bottle of Elijah Craig 18. That's right, back in the day, an 18-year-old Elijah Craig, imagine that. They're all out now. You don't get them anymore. So I count myself one of the lucky few to have tried that whiskey, but I am also ashamed to say that when I first got it, I used to have it with Coke. That's right, I used to put a fair amount of Elijah Craig 18 in a glass, top it up with some good old-fashioned Coca-Cola, lots of ice, and that was my drink. I wish someone had smacked me on my face and made a better person out of me. But we all learn from our mistakes, and I did. And luckily, I still managed to get a hold of another couple of bottles to enjoy really what the spirit was like inside. So in general, I have a really soft spot for anything that comes out of this distillery. And if you know me, you know I love high strength bourbons, which is why we have this lovely bottle here with us today. I'm trying this one for the very first time, this particular expression. This is bottled at 124.2 proof. That's right, no playing around, 62.1% ABV. It has a batch number of B517, which means it's the second batch of the year, 5 for the month of May, released in May in the year 2017, which is the last 2 digits. So this bottle is roughly a little over 3.5 years old. I think procured it at an auction site somewhere, so I don't know if it's readily available anywhere, but hey, if it's good, then I suggest you find it and you try it. Woo! Non-chill filter, no color added, the way whiskey is supposed to be drunk. Oh man, this smells wonderful. Cherries, cinnamon, like a dusting of cinnamon. Caramel milk chocolate, mochaccino frappuccino, cloves. Ooh, maybe some cardamom too. This is a spice farm. This is like a spice market. This is like a spice market with lots of chocolate around it and freshly brewed coffee, surrounded by cherry baskets. Woo! And it's getting up to my nose as well. Man, I love these noses. This nose is so good. Oh, so much brown sugar, demerara sugar, that's coming out now. That's where all the sweetness is. And now a little more leather, like a leather armchair. Hint of char. And finally nicely wrapped around that very delicate oak. So I thought this would be really over oaked, given that it's 12 years old, which is a long time for a bourbon. You know, most bourbons come out at like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and that's kind of it. And they start hitting that prime in about 6. Maybe even 7, but you know, to spend 12 years in a barrel in Kentucky and to still come out smelling this good, that's some good whiskey making. Oh, what an absolutely fantastic nose. I love it. Sorry. Jesus. How is this not the best whiskey in the world? Just day before yesterday, I reviewed the 1792 full proof from Buffalo Trace, which was Jim Murray's whiskey of the year. And you know, I was like, whatever. But oh my God, did he not taste this? Did he not taste this whiskey? Because then this one would have been the whiskey of the year. Wow, this is so good. This is exactly what I love. This is exactly what I want in a whiskey. That spice market just like explodes on your palate. It's a lot of cinnamon, it's a lot of nutmeg, it's a lot of clove as well. And then the chocolate is like a milk chocolate on the nose, but on the palate is like a much darker bit of chocolate. And then then this like toasted oak and a charred leather taste come through, and then they just like sit on your palate, and then they just like reign supreme. You know what I'm saying? Woo! This is not an easy sipping bourbon. This is not a bourbon that you sit down and say on a sunny afternoon and you're like, I think I'll have the Elijah Craig 12 barrel proof. Just to pass the time. No. This is where you invite just one friend. Or better yet, no one. Just you. In your library. In your leather armchair. With a cigar. And just one lamp in the corner. And you're listening to who? Thelonious Monk. Or you're listening to some old school jazz. And there's nobody there. Everyone's left the house. And it's just you. And you're sitting there. And you've lit up your cigar. And you have a glass of the Elijah Craig 12 barrel proof. And you think to yourself, what a man am I. Ooh. Not as sweet as the nose, little bitter, but like a good bitter, like a flavorful bitter, not like this is a badly made whiskey bitter. No, this is like I have character bitter, like I've seen things in the war. Wow, what a super experience. My palate is just pinging with flavors, and my chest is nice and warm. I've got this warming sensation all over, and wow, this is making me smile. This is really making me smile. This is making me feel good about myself. This is making me glad that I drink whiskey. I'm so happy that I tried this. It's been lying on my shelf for about 6-7 months, maybe a bit more, and I was like, when do I pull it out? And now seemed an appropriate time, and I'm so glad I did, because this is going to be one of those that I'm going to keep repeat buying from anywhere. Like I said, I don't know if it's available, so maybe I'll have to head back to auction sites and see what I can find, but nice whiskey. Yeah, like I said, this is not a easy sipping whiskey. I'm scared of adding water to it, because what if it's not as good as it is right now, and I'm scared of doing that. So if you want to try it with water, I'm sure there's nothing wrong with it, and I think you should. It is 62.5% ABV at the end of the day, but I like to hurt myself. That almost went down the wrong pipe. Oh, that would have been fun. Wow, so excellent. Yes, love it. Remember the name, Elijah Craig, small barrel proof, 12 years old. I hope other batches are as good. Super happy with this whiskey. So thank you for joining me for this whiskey review. I'm the Malt Activist. Until next time, peace.